racing manager to Godolphin, Simon Crisford, is with us, and then we will be bringing in trainers and jockeys after them, but they haven't got much time. But Simon, first up, as usual, the preparations for this, you've got a huge battalion of horses that you're readying for this, and presumably looking forward to the night with some good runners.
Fantastic. We have 23 horses competing during the course of the night, and we're delighted that we have those numbers good enough to run on World Cup night. But obviously the horses that we choose to bring to Dubai at the end of October, we hope that sort of number would be good enough to be racing.
Now, you're mob-handed in the World Cup, obviously with last year's winner as well, and obviously African Story was interesting about that, and Hunter's Light. I mean, you look as if you've got a strong hand in a very open renewal.
Well, we do have a strong hand, but obviously if the American contingent are on song and they take to the surface, then they would be much better than anything we have to offer. And our horses are good, and they love this track. Obviously, we have a home advantage because we've been racing here throughout the carnival. But I do believe that our horses wouldn't have the same class as Animal Kingdom and Royal Delta. I mean, these two are a better quality, more class than, as I say, anything we have to offer.
Well, but Monterosso came out and last year there was some classy. You still can get it right.
Yes, we can. I mean, of course, just because they're better quality horses doesn't mean that they can win. Because obviously we're racing at Meydan and our horses love the surface. Monterosso, obviously, he won last year, but he's had a few small issues. He didn't run well in the Eclipse. He was a little bit disappointing when he ran in the last leg of the Maktoum Challenge, and I think Mahmoud felt that he'd need to step up a lot on that to figure in the finish on Saturday. And yes, he has improved, but he needs to show that he's improved a great deal from what we saw the other day.
Okay, the World Cup. What about any other horses that you might single out and saying, right, these are ones that we think and expect to run big races?
Well, we've got, of the 23, obviously you would hope that Tenenbaum in the Stayers race would have a good chance. Mental, he would be clear top rated in the sprint. He's a divisional champion in Australia, and very much pleased us when he won the other day. I know that Mahmoud's been happy with him coming up to this race. And obviously in the Derby, now Spun, he won on the turf. He would have a nice chance. Secret Number, he's unbeaten. He must go well in that race. Saja, City Style would both be competitive in the duty free. You'd have to like African Story and Hunter's Light in the Dubai World Cup for a small piece of it. Hopefully one of them's good enough to win, but we'll find out. And you couldn't really fancy our horses in the Shima Classic. They wouldn't be good enough. And I would say that Moonwalk in Paris would obviously be our number one horse in the Godolphin Mile, and he must be knocking on the door.
And overall, looking at the team, do you feel it's a stronger one, more depth than previous years? How do you rate it?
I would say it's probably the same as in previous years, but I think if you come into the evening thinking you're going to win, it never really does happen, and if you don't fancy anything, sometimes they do win. So I think we're just hoping that they run their races, and if they run their races, then if we get one winner somewhere, we'll be delighted.
Okay, so